Thank you very much to all the participants for coming here to the final conference of the Desteva project.
Las competencias que se adquieren por el voluntariado pueden suponer una ayuda muy importante para encontrar trabajo.
I try to summarize in few seconds the intellectual output of this Erasmus Plus project, Desteva, Destination E-Validation. Well, as the first intellectual output, we try to merge the European qualification framework with the national qualification framework of all involved partner countries in the project. Then, once we have a common framework, we try to define the European key competencies into this European qualification framework. Definition made in relationship with the activities done during the volunteering services. So, a European qualification framework plus key competencies, but applied in the volunteering and third sectors. After that, as another intellectual output, we try to define a methodology of a self-evaluation of these competencies, a guide pathway of questions for self-reflectionship, and that give to the volunteer a scale into this European framework, so from 2 to 8. We avoid level 1 because too basic. And then, once the methodology was defined, we built a web tool where the volunteer can describe his volunteering activities. He is guided during this pathway among European qualification framework, the levels of this framework, and the key competencies. He can describe his activities and be evaluated about the levels. Then he can upload certificate and create his own portfolio. And finally, he can ask to other persons, 3 persons, to validate his competencies. So he can invite 3 peer evaluators that can confirm the activities and the volunteering done. Once all this pathway is complete, the volunteer receives a certificate. So, validation of the competencies, validation made by this web tool, a web tool done with the support of Erasmus Plus project. With the high ethical and personal motivation,
Yeah. You see the system, you got some first insights how the system is working.
Hi and greetings from the Civic Study Centre in Helsinki, Finland. I'm Marion and I worked as a project manager for us in the Desteva project. We wanted to join the Desteva project because we feel that volunteers learn really many useful skills when they volunteer. And these skills go largely unrecognised, and we thought that this would give us a new opportunity to give NGOs guidance on how to reward their volunteers' efforts and learning, so that their volunteers could get ahead in life. I think that the result we've achieved is a really fine tool, in the sense that not only does it make visible a lot of the achievements that volunteers manage when they volunteer, but also it helps us to talk about their learning outcomes in pedagogical terms that are known throughout Europe. And this is because we have managed to use the European key competencies in lifelong learning, but even more so because we have managed to combine the learning outcomes with the European qualification framework, the EQF. I think that this tool gives us an opportunity not only to make volunteering skills visible, but it also gives us an opportunity to talk about validation of learning outcomes in volunteering using precise understandable educational terms that are known throughout Europe and also known to employers and educational institutions.
And the second one, what we have did is we structure volunteering skills in the idea of European key competence.
Digital competence, mathematical competence, cultural awareness and expression. So then we created a grid.
So I know I'm a good graphicer, I'm a good communication manager.
Hi, my name is Karl and I'm the project leader of Desteva. Really a nice project in my opinion. What was our idea? We have developed an online system to help volunteers to document their skills, what they have learned in volunteering fields, and to help them with the documentation to find maybe a new job, to go in employability and things like that. Nevertheless, in my opinion, what is the main intention a little bit also in the project is that we have integrated in the online system, in the validation process, the idea of a European qualification framework. And this makes this project really a European project, because the European qualification framework and of course the national qualification frameworks are in the next 10 years, in my opinion, a very relevant instrument to build a European education area. So have a look to the system and write us in feedback.